The stock market continues to crash. The country's in a panic over the coronavirus known as COVID-19. The president is about to declare war powers to control every aspect of our lives. The country is shutting down. The president made a mistake here. I mean, I love the president, as I said before, but he and others like Hannity, like Limbaugh and others came on and said, oh, there's nothing to this. Well, there is something to this. It's not to the extent that the country is reacting today. And in that regard, Governor Cuomo of New York is the one who's looking the most rational now, even though the guy obviously has some real problems. He is a leftist. He's not a closet leftist. He's got connections with unsavory people. I won't get into the specifics of that, like his father did. But he's actually creating an image where I think it's likely that he will become the Democratic nominee when Joe Biden collapses, which he's clearly likely to do in terms of his physical health and otherwise. The president's reelection looks much less certain today. In fact, every issue's off the table now, except for the coronavirus. So it depends on how he handles this thing as to whether he will be reelected. And the problem is that one day you can't say there's no issue, don't worry about it, and the next day look like you're panicking, which is what he looked like yesterday. I'm clearing my throat now. I don't have coronavirus. But this is something that needs to be taken into account because the Democrats are using this as an opportunity, and the president's walking into this trap to totally socialize this country, to take total government control. And once we get into that mode, there will likely be no turning back. What we're dealing with today is something that makes Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged look like a warm-up act, and it's extremely dangerous. The thing that really rankles me the most is the simple fact that it had to be Larry Klayman and Freedom Watch, which is seeking to have the Chinese pay for all of this damage. Now, we filed a class action lawsuit in the Northern District of Texas about a day ago, and even the news wires won't send it out because they're afraid of China. And it looks to me like, to some extent, President Trump is afraid of China too. Now, granted, we make a lot of pharmaceuticals there that we're dependent on. Granted, we have interrelationships economically, but the president has to call a spade, and that's what he's done in the past, but he's not doing it now. He'll call it the China virus, but then someone will ask him, well, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about the fact that China is responsible for this? And he has no response. We, the people, need to rise up. We need to do it for ourselves. So I want you to go to freedomwatchusa.org, freedomwatchusa.org. Join this class action. Sign up. Tell us what your damage is. We will include you if there's a viable claim. We, the people, need to get compensation. You talk about reparations. Shouldn't be reparations for minority groups or religions or people like that, but there should be reparations for the people of the United States, generally from China. They should pay for this damage, massive damage, trillions of dollars. Our complaint asks for over $20 trillion in damage. Our national debt is soon going to be doubling. We're going to be in a state of bankruptcy. Even if we get through this today, our children and grandchildren will be living in poverty. Simply put, bankruptcy. So I do want you to go to freedomwatchusa.org, join our Justice League, join our Citizens Army, ante up with contributions, tax deductible, to pay for this, because I'm having to organize lawyers throughout this country. I can't handle this all by myself. We're going to have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of plaintiffs, maybe even more. And a court will need to be able to administer this. This is a legitimate lawsuit, truly is a legitimate lawsuit, no matter how much the left tries to make fun of it, which they have. You got the Dallas Morning News, who I've sued for another client, with some leftist socialist or God knows what taking shots at it. I had to threaten him yesterday just to point out that I've sued that paper before. And then you've got these wire services that won't even send it out because they're afraid of China. Couple that with Talking Points memo, also run by ultra-leftists. We conservatives, we people of faith, we libertarians, we people who are not radical, but who believe in the vision of our founding fathers, we must now rise up Yes, we are in a war, but we cannot panic. And we need to do the things that the government won't do. The president obviously is not going to hold China accountable. Our attorney general, who is as worthless as Jeff Sessions, Bill Barr, where is he? He's hiding under his desk, probably with a gas mask. So join us at freedomwatchusa.org and become part of this class action lawsuit. Disseminate this far and wide. You can find this podcast at freedomwatchusa.org, on Spotify, on iTunes, on Facebook. It's going out by Twitter, on Roku, Amazon Fire. Get it out there, because you're not going to hear this on Fox News. You're not going to hear this on any other cable news. Nowhere. You won't hear it, because they're afraid of China too. China can pull the plug on them. There's a lot of investments involved in this. And, I heard everything over the years, and you know that I'm, very critical of Fox News. But, over the years, you could never say on Fox News that Obama was half Muslim, and that's why he did not like Israel and favored the Arab states. You couldn't talk about who killed Vince Foster. You couldn't talk about the fraudulent birth certificate of Obama. I can go on and on and on. My clients have been ostracized from Fox because they take strong positions. But you need to listen to what I'm saying on Radio America. They let me tell the truth. And you need to get it out far and wide. And turn off Fox News. I can't watch it anymore. I feel like throwing up, frankly. Same people every night, saying the same thing every night. Hannity, the same monologue. Time is for action, not for being a couch potato. So join our class action lawsuit supported financially. Go to freedomwatchusa.org and do that with PayPal. We need to ramp up right now. Now's the time not to be penny wise and pound foolish, because we are fighting a war, and we not only have to have the Chinese pay for this, but we have to fight against the socialization, if not communization, of this country. Thank you for listening to me. God bless you and your family. Stay safe. God bless America. And I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, button up. Stay safe. Be strong. We have a fight ahead of us. Join Freedom Watch's Justice League. God bless you, and thank you for listening to me.
Here's the thing about new Cherry Vanilla Coke. Though cherry's named first, all the flavors taste just as great. I mean, it could have just as easily been Vanilla Cherry Coke, or it could have been Coke Cherry Vanilla. And since it's two amazing flavors of Coke, it might have been Coke Vanilla Cherry Coke or Cherry Vanilla Coke Coke. Unless you're in France, which would make it Le Coke de la Vanilla de la Cherry de la Crème. New Cherry Vanilla Coke, so good together. And new Cherry Vanilla Coke Zero Sugar, same great taste, zero sugar. Zero sugar.